The music news for the streets, the music news for your beats, the news for the music stuff that you gonna need. We gon' talk about plugins, we gon' talk about gear. If it's news on this music, we gon' talk about it here. Let's go.
Welcome to the music news for the streets. I'm your anchor man, SumnSumnSumn. Hit the keys. And in today's newscast, we've got all kinds of exciting stories from 5 freebies. It looks like Antares has just dropped a new AI Reverb plugin. Looks like I've got some lo-fi goodness for you guys today. But our top story today comes from Steinberg. It looks like they've just dropped a new freebie for us. But before we get to that story, if you could do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 30K by the end of the year. We're about 600 away, so we're so close. But no further delay, let's go ahead and take a look here at the story. So it looks like Steinberg just dropped Tape Vibes for the Helion Sonic player. What is Tape Vibes? They say it's free, soulful, lo-fi vibes. Tape Vibes takes on one of the most iconic electric pianos and gives it a completely new, smooth, jazzy, laid-back spin. This free Helion instrument was sampled through an old tape of a Space Echo, a vintage preamp, and through a high-quality DI box, giving you the freedom to play anything from buttery soul or gritty funk. Let's go ahead and hop into FL Studio and check this thing out. So when we hop into FL Studio, it is gonna look like this. One complaint I have is, Jesus, this thing is big. Look how big this dang VST is, and I don't even know how to shrink it. But with this, you are gonna get a bunch of different presets over here. You can knock off some of these windows and stuff like that as well. So you can, if you want to, you can take this window off and stuff like that. We're not gonna do all that right now. As we see here though, you get control over like vibrato, distortion, pedal noise. You get some control over delay, reverb, chorus, flanger, and phaser all on the front page. Then you can hop underneath the hood and then boom, they have a bunch of different effects that you can use here as well. So in this Helion Sonic, as you see here, they just have a bunch of other effects that you can use with this thing as well. But let's go ahead and hop back over here to the main menu. All right, so one of the presets sounds like this. And so that preset right there is the drowning preset. We'll go ahead and go through some of these presets so you can hear what they sound like. So like with this, again, you can turn on different things. You can turn on the character and let's see how this sounds. So pretty solid. And then you got different modulations that you can go through down here. So let's go ahead and switch this up. So it's pretty solid. You get a bunch of different delay types as well. We'll go ahead and go through a few more of the presets on this thing. That one sounds pretty solid. Let's go ahead and listen to a different pattern. And I'll let you guys hear what it sounds like on just some chords too as well. So not a bad take on the Rhodes for me. I think it sounds pretty solid. You can definitely use this in lo-fi, or like they say, you can use it in chill music. You can use it in jazz. You can use it in boom bap, really, in my opinion. You could probably use it in a ton of different genres. I'll go ahead and make sure I leave the link for this below in the description. I will also let you guys know that you have to get the Halion Sonic player, and you will have to do a few things in order to download it. But once you have the Halion Sonic player, it's easy to download anything else that they have for free. And they do have a few other free libraries that are pretty solid as well. All right, guys, and our second story today comes from Venus Theory and UVI. It looks like they have collaborated together to create a library for the UVI workstation. It's called Noctua or Noctua or Naquisha. I'm not really sure exactly how you pronounce it, but let's go ahead and take a look here at the story. So as we see here, Noctua is going to look like this when you open it up inside a UVI workstation. What they say is, from the mind of Venus Theory, renowned sound designer and YouTube creator, Naquisha combines the worlds of hardware synthesis and boutique effects to realize an exquisite collection of hand-built instruments ready to create sprawling soundscapes and evolving cinematic universes rich with detail and movement. Let's go ahead and hop on back into FL Studio and check this thing out. So when you look at Noctua, it is going to look like this. You're going to get different controls over here. You're going to get 2 different layers in each one of the presets, plus you're going to get a sub layer as well. You have filter, you have tremolo controls. You also have like frequencies that you can control. This thing is pretty solid for like movie scoring or making cinematic music, dark music, anything like that. I've used a few instances of it in this beat. So I'm gonna let Take Vibes play first, and then I'm gonna turn on each layer of Noctua after that. There's 3 different layers, and then just let the drums play, because it's a little much. If I just push play, it's just a little loop. Let's go. All right, so obviously that's not really the intention of the plugin, but what we are gonna do is we're gonna go through a few of the presets and check them out so you guys can kind of hear what's going on with this thing. So this was the first preset that I used. I thought that was pretty solid, but if we come over here into the folder, we're gonna get all kinds of different stuff. So there's a bunch of presets in here, which is solid, especially considering it's free. You're gonna get like these little different alarms. So we'll go ahead and push play on one of them. So as you can hear there, it's like cinematic sounds. We'll go ahead and go to the next preset. So again, this is going to build like a lot of tension and stuff like that in the music that you're creating. What I like a lot about this plugin is a lot of these sequences. I think these sequences are pretty dope because you can just hold down a button. And that's just me holding down one button, which is pretty solid. You hold down 3 of them on this sequence. You're not going to tell me that's not fire. But there are just a bunch of different sequences. And again, I can't stress, that's what I really like. So we'll go ahead and go through a few more of these. We'll just pick some at random. So again, right there, that's just one button. We'll go ahead and go to the next one. So all those are pretty solid to me. It's got a lot of stuff in here like basses, it's got effects, it's got different leads, it's got a whole bunch of stuff in here for you pads. So if you're into making any kind of cinematic music or movie scoring or anything like that, I would definitely recommend checking this out because again, it is free. Pretty solid. I know Venus did a full walkthrough on his channel, so you can go ahead and check that out. I know UVI has one as well, and you can get more of a sound demo on this thing. In breaking news, it looks like Antares has just dropped a brand new AI-assisted reverb plugin. Let's go ahead and take a look over here at the story. So as we see here, Antares AutoTune Vocal Reverb, AI-assisted vocal processing. It looks like the plugin's gonna look like this, so it's gonna look like, you know, a reverb plugin. So it says right here, there are 3 basic algorithms, including hall, plate, and room, as well as a range of 10 pre-post effects and 2 different delay types. Meanwhile, the Auto EQ is an interesting feature that uses AutoTune's pitch tracking to create the processed reverb signal. What's more, this feature cleans up the low end of the reverb to avoid muddy vocal effect chains and increase the overall clarity and intelligibility. The pre-reverb effect includes pitch, throat, tube, de-esser, and reverse, so you have total control of the sound. That's pretty solid right there. You also get post-reverb processes like tone shaper, compressor, and gate to give you a more cohesive and unified overall result. The addition of mono and stereo ping pong delays allows a good deal of creative flexibility, so you can do more than just adding dimensionality to your vocals. All right, so that's basically what it's gonna sound like. I feel like they could have probably done a better job with the first reverb example that they gave. It's a little aggressive there, but you know, if you're into, you know, AI reverb or something like that, you can check this out. I believe the price is $129 on this thing at Plugin Boutique. Maybe I'll do a comparison or a shootout of this in Neoverb, which is another AI reverb. It doesn't have all of the bells and whistles of this, but if you guys want it, let me know below down in the comments. Up next, I've got another freebie for you guys. I know you guys have seen the ads on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube for that Apeshit 808 plugin. Well, it looks like they've just created a Rompler with a bunch of different sounds like flutes, keys, synths, and stuff like that. And they're currently giving out a light version of it. Let's go ahead and check it out. So when you open it up, it's going to be called Apeshit Rampage. And this thing has a bunch of different presets in here. So as you see here, you get some bass, you're going to get some flutes, you're going to get some keys, and you're going to get some leads. I just made a little loop with this and some drums, just some basic drums, and it sounds like this. Clearly that wasn't all the way mixed down, but we're gonna go ahead and listen to some of the presets. So these are the chords that I used for the beat. Sound pretty solid, but let's just go ahead and listen to some more of the keys here. So some pretty solid keys in there. I definitely like that first key that I used in the beat. Here's some of the flutes that are in the plugin. And then here are some of the leads from the plugin. The glide does work well on this with the 808s, with the bass, and with the leads. And then I'll let you hear a few basses too as well. So the one complaint I will have about this plugin, it's free, so it's not a big complaint. But it's like with a lot of plugins, I wish that all of the lowest octave of bass that you can play was always the lowest octave of bass that you can play. So that when you're scrolling through, everything's always in the same octave, you know? That's my only complaint, because the lowest octave would be down here, but with some of the other basses, it's right here. So, but not a bad little Rompler plugin. You know what I'm saying? Go check it out. It is a big download size though. I think it's like 4 gigs to download this, but you know, if you want some decent sounds, you can go check this out. The next freebie I have for you guys today is another freebie. This one is for Contact 7 player, and it's called Festive Bells. So as we see here, Festive Bells, basically, you know, Festive Bells for, you know, the season. So the bells sound something like this. But you can hold down these different articulations and you can get different like shakes and stuff like that with the bells. So it sounds like this. So I actually use this in the beat right here that I just played for you guys, and it sounds like this. So, you know, you can use it like that. And with this as well, there are 3 different presets. So you're going to get 3 different presets with this. So we'll go ahead and we'll go to the next one. It sounds like this. So you got control over reverb and color and all that good stuff. And then you're also, as you can just hear there, you're going to get sleigh bells too as well. So like I said, you're only going to get 3 bells in this. If you're looking for something for the season to make a little Christmas beat or something like that, you can grab this. If not, you know, there's a ton of different bell plugins out there. And up next, it looks like we have a collaboration between FL Power User Arcade and WA Productions. It's called Neon Glow. Let's go ahead and take a look. So when you open up Neon Glow, it is going to look like this. This is basically like a lo-fi plugin. I watched his video on it earlier. He did some cool stuff with doing build-ups and stuff like that, with some EDM music. We're not going to be doing all that today, though. So basically what this does is it's kind of like a chorus effect here in the middle. It kind of, you know, gives your whatever sound you put it on some love. You got some redux down here, so it's like Bit Crusher. You got reverb right here, which is space. You got a build right here, which is kind of like a low pass filter. And then you have wash right here, which kind of washes the sound out. I threw it on this sound right here. Now, once we get the Neon Glow on there, we get it to sound like this. So you can hear how it kind of made it sound a little more lovely. So we'll just go ahead and mess with this knob and turn it up a little bit. But you can add some noise down here too as well. So you can see you get different kind of noise depending on which way you turn it. You got some space here too. Then you can wash the sound out. And then you have build right here as well. And you also have a limiter so that you never clip. It's good for automating all of the parameters. I also threw it on these sleigh bells. And so the bells sounded like this. But then once I threw the neon glow on there, I got them to sound like this. So that's pretty solid. And you can also throw them on drums. I'm just gonna turn this on for just a second, just those chords, and then I'm gonna play all these drums together too, so you can kind of hear what it sounds like on some drums. So this is what it sounds like before I threw the neon glow on there. Actually, I'll go ahead and turn off all the melodic pieces and we'll just go with the drums. All right, so I have neon glow on my drum bus, and it sounds like this once I turn it on. So it kind of makes the drums a little crunchier. There are a bunch of different presets in here for drums and stuff too as well. So the intro price on this is currently $15 over at Plugin Boutique. If you're interested in this, I'll leave the link below in the description. And the next story I have for you guys today is kind of an absolute banger. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. It is a freebie. It's called BitFlip. So this one is by State Machines, and basically this is for anybody who's in any 8-bit music or anything like that. It sounds similar to like Nintendo sounds, Sega sounds, stuff like that. I know I have a bunch of people on the channel. Shout out to Dick McGuffin, Pause, one of the moderators on the channel. I know he messes with 8-bit stuff, so he's probably gonna love this one. But basically I made a little loop. I don't know how good the loop sounds because I don't make that kind of music, but I love the sounds. But it sounds like this. So this thing's got a bunch of different presets in here as well. So it's got different categories like the ARPs. The ARPs are pretty solid in my opinion. Like with these. Tell me that doesn't sound like some Legend of Zelda stuff right there. We'll hit this final boss one. But then if we hit the chords, you know what I'm saying? Frantic Escape. So just got some pretty solid stuff. Quick power up. Let's see what this sounds like. You know what I'm saying? Not bad at all. Heroic Dose. What does this sound like? And then, you know, you're going to get like basses up in here. So you're going to get a few basses. You're going to get some keys. You're going to get leads. Nostalgic keys. You're going to get some leads up in here. Now, what's cool about this is that they have this arpeggiator down here. You can just turn it on and it works super, super easy. You can mess with the scales, the chords, all that good stuff. You got EQ, you got chorus, bit crusher, delay, reverb down here. And each one of the presets is 2 different sounds. So, we can switch it up and put a different sound in there and see what it sounds like. So pretty solid. I mean, you can really change up the sounds because like you see here, there's 20 different sounds. So you can definitely change up any preset and make it your own. Pretty fire little 8-bit plugin. Again, I don't really make this music, but I did mess with this plugin for a little bit before I did come down here and get this news report going. And the last story I have for you guys today comes from UJam and Plugin Boutique. It looks like UJam is currently running a sale of Silk right now for $10 over at Plugin Boutique. I just wanted to bring this to the channel because this is a pretty solid little plugin. If you're trying to get some kind of guitar ideas or something like that, or just some kind of inspiration or anything like that, it's pretty solid. So this one's an older UJam library, but with this one, you're not going to get like all the finisher effects and all that other stuff, but it just basically sounds like this. And so with this one, basically, if you hold down one button, it's going to play that melody for you. There are a bunch of different melodies up in here, as you guys can see. So you can go through different styles, and then like you got different phrases, and you can add bass notes. You got common phrases. So as you see there, you can switch it up really quickly. And like I was saying, you got a bunch of different styles up in here as well too. So, you can just go to different styles really easily. And all of those different styles are going to be in different presets. So if you look up above that, there's presets above that. So boom, we got, you just get a whole bunch of different grooves and stuff like that. You see how there's all these different grooves in here. So that's nice for you as well. So as you see here, you get different controls over character, position of the neck, different mics, animate, all this stuff, reverb, delay. So that's not a bad little guitar plugin, especially if you're just looking for some inspiration or maybe some kind of idea. If you're gonna have somebody come in and play the guitar, lay something down, maybe they can get an idea off of what you put in your track. But right now it's $10. So if you need something like that, I will leave the link for that also below in the description. So that's what I got for you guys today. Hopefully I could help you guys out with today's newscast. Make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button. Hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. Signing off as your anchor man, something. Hit the keys. Until next time, peace.
Some. Hit the keys.